I want to do a quick review of how to graph inequalities. We did this earlier in the year, but since we're using it for solving inequalities, I wanted to do a quick review. So, very first thing that you should know or remember is you always want to make sure that you have the variable on the left-hand side of the inequality. I like to do that because now that I have that, this can always tell me which way I should graph. So all I do is I just put an arrow through the inequality to tell me which way the arrow should go. So in this case, it says x is greater than or equal to a -2. So I'm going to go to a -2. I'm going to put a closed circle. And the reason it's closed is because it has an equal sign. Now I know that the arrow is going to the right. So I just take the arrow to the right. And that's how you would graph it. Let me get rid of this so everyone is clear about what we're doing. I just use that to help me figure out which way I should be graphing. All right, let's do another one. So the next one, now this one they've given us a graph already. And you can see that it's going to the right. So I know my arrow is going to go to the right. It's going to point to the right. And I know that I've got an x. And then I know that it starts at a -10. And because it's closed, I know it's going to have an equal sign underneath. So it should be x is greater than or equal to a -10. And we are done. Let's do a couple more. All right, this one says x is greater than or equal to a negative or to 4. So I am going to, I don't know why my lines are so bad. All right, so you can see that the arrow is going to the right. So I'm going to go to the number, a +4, put a closed circle because it has an equal sign and it's going to the right. The arrow is pointing to the right. So I just point the arrow to the right. And that's what it would look like. Now, this one, again, the arrow is pointing to the right. And it starts at a -5. So I know this is going to be a -5 and this is going to be x. So my inequality would be x is greater than a -5. And that's how I would come up with the inequality. I think I have one more. This one says x is less than a -10. So if I start here, oh, that's a horrible line. If I start here and just go out, you can see that the arrow is pointing to the left. It's going to start at a -10. So I go to a -10 and it's going to be an open circle because there is no equal sign underneath the inequality. And then I'm just going to take this and go to the right. Put my arrow and that's it. Let's see. Do I have any more? No, that's it. So that's how you graph. That's how you graph inequalities. And I hope this has been helpful.